So definitely appreciate it.
Still with us, attorney Mitra Ahouraian. All right, another death, a third current case with a violent crime committed, a murder, and the suspect was so quickly identified, arrested, in jail. Unusual or not?
I think so, and I thought it was such a beautiful thing. The thank you at the end of that press release of really it takes a village. The people who called in with the tips, the labs who came back with the DNA evidence quickly, the SWAT team who was able to extract Tellis with, I guess, little injury. And so it really does take a village. It takes a big team of people. I really appreciated that acknowledgement, and I think that's what led to this quick arrest.
And the science, that's what so many rely on, and we know the prosecution and having to prove a case beyond a reasonable doubt. Forensics tell the story. In this case, listening to that press release and listening to the evidence and the hat that's been cut up with the band that was on the head of the suspect, do you think that this evidence is pointing towards a successful case against this defendant?
Absolutely, they've already placed him at the scene. So I think that, if not for the science, it would be very difficult. And I think that having the labs, having the DNA, having that quick turnaround is really key. Not only in placing him there, but I don't think they've analyzed the body just yet. So I think they're trying to. I read they're still trying to place, one droplet of his DNA, or his DNA in one droplet of blood, and that's kind of an open and shut thing right there.
Yeah, let's talk about the victim in this case, Jeff Gehrman, a journalist well known. I want to read what the newspaper has said. The arrest of Robert Tellis is at once an enormous relief and an outrage for the Review-Journal newsroom. We're relieved Robert Tellis is in custody and outraged that a colleague appears to have been killed for reporting on an elected official. Talk about a motive that is going to potentially compel a jury. An elected official in office, ostensibly, if you believe what the prosecution is saying, or the law enforcement at this point, who chose to kill a reporter because of what the reporter said about him and bullying and things that were happening in the office. It seems far-fetched, yet it sounds like that might be the real motive in this case.
Yeah, this was not just, an attack on a reporter. This was an attack on the First Amendment. This was an attack on our checks and balances, the expectation that we can hold our officials accountable. This is a man who had a career of really exposing corruption and resulting in changes in policy. So this is much bigger than the death of an individual.
Absolutely, and we will certainly continue to follow it here on Court TV. Mitra, you're going to stay